Hi, and welcome to Punk with Toys. My name is Lawrence, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Operation Monster Force Phantom Core Defense Loadout. Now, this is just a head pack with some gear in it, and we're going to see how it looks, and we're going to see how it fits on one of these figures. But that's not the only thing that we're going to be taking a look at. We're going to see how maybe we can make this work on figures that are, I don't know, less than $40, because the last thing you want to do is spend like 20 bucks on this. I think this is 20. I don't even know. I just ordered a bunch of stuff and it came. I think these are like 20 bucks and a $40 figure. You're looking at 60 bucks and then you have a whole bunch of extra stuff. But maybe you got lucky and you found some of these Savage Land Charles Xaviers for 12 bucks, right? Maybe you have a couple of old Operation Monster Force. Maybe you have some of these Valaverse $20 bucks, or maybe you found some on the clearance. Maybe you're one of the people that bought up all those Duster figures, right? I don't know. We have a lot of extra figures. They don't fit on the G.I. Joes. That's what I know, is they have a different neck peg. So you would definitely have to use some sticky tack, or the older figures, the head sculpts should fit. But anyway, we're going to take a look at this. We're going to see how it works on some of the other figures, along with obviously the Operation Monster Force. So there you can kind of see everything. You see more of a glare than anything, but everything is there in that loadout there. And on the back, we do have the cross sell of the figures that this is supposed to go to. And again, this is season 0, right? So anyway, let's get into this. You don't want to keep looking at me. You want to see how these work. You want to see if you order this and you can use it on a cheaper Marvel Legends or something else, so you're not spending 60 bucks to have one figure. But before we do, please take a second. If you like what I've been doing, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification so you're notified every time I drop an Operation Monster Force review. All right, so we got everything out, and you can see there is some reuse, but a lot of new stuff on here. Have not tried to put anything together, so we're going to find out together. So quickly, I always like to start off with the stuff that we've already seen, that I reviewed. So here is the one blast effect. Nice big plume right here, kind of exploding out, translucent orange. It does look good. It pegs in pretty good on most of them. We have the neck size down, a different plume kind of exploding out of there, a shorter little tip right here where the bullet's supposed to be exploding. And then we have what I believe is for the pistols, a different explosion coming out, still all in translucent orange and into like yellowish is what it looks like. And then we get our smoke effect, which I think is very important. I absolutely love the smoke effects. I think that looks pretty good. All right, we have the beret with the ghost core right there, but this one, rather than be in red like that one, it's all in black, very pliable. It's got the ghost core right there. You got the silver around it, and it does look nice, and it does set on their heads pretty good, right? And the fact that it's very pliable, unlike what I think what we've actually seen with the G.I. Joe stuff, a little bit more pliable. All right. We're going to get this head here. So from all that I can tell, it is the exact same head that we have here, only it has this nice skeleton mask. And I gotta tell you, the texture that they use here really makes this thing pop when you get close. So you can see the nice teeth right in there. You can see like the nose is supposed to be missing like an actual skeleton. The eyes are looking straight at you. You can see kind of the wrinkles in the eyes. And then all the detail, what's supposed to be stitching around the balaclava. Now I will start off by saying, before we get to even taking this neck off, heat this up. Hot water, not boiling water, hot tap water. Let it sit in there for about a minute, minute and a half, and then kind of squeeze and just move this around, and the head will come off because there's been a lot of issues, not issues, but just getting these things in and out, okay? So we're going to put that to the side for right now. All right, this piece here, we've already talked about it. This is meant to swap out on this. I thought this actually would come with a plate carrier. It doesn't, so you are going to need one of those if you want to use this. Now I know I have an extra I have an extra couple because both these guys don't have them. I have no idea where they're at. but it's a different color. All right, so it's going to give you a different look to it. TQ for tourniquet, I believe. You have your scissors. I know they're not scissors, but I don't know what they're called. This is where you're going to put the pistol. So once it's plugged in against it, the pistol sets just like this. Matter of fact, we can grab this guy right here. This is the eraser. You can see how the pistol goes in there. All right, because there's two different versions of this. But again, you have these extra magazines in it. It looks like you have a flashlight there. Real nice design, nice look. I have no issues with it. All right. Now we come to a new helmet that we haven't had. And I would say the camo is meant to match this because it's meant to go with these figures if that's who you want to use. All right. So quickly looking at the helmet, it is very pliable. The same way that a lot of I want to say most of the G.I. Joe classifieds are. And I don't have a problem with that because it flexes to their heads, but it keeps its shape. If it's a hard, rigid plastic, it doesn't always form properly. Unless if every head is made the same and it's made to just fit right on it. So quickly looking at this, we can kind of see the mesh. I think that's supposed to be going around here. You're going to have a spot for your nods. As this wraps around, you have some sort of device up top there. And then you have your little compartment right back there. On it, we have two little earpieces. And I'm wondering how well these plug in. But you have your brown, and then you have the black arm kind of just connected right up to it. We're just going to take that. Now, I'm wondering if this is easier to put on. I have a feeling this is going to be easier to put on when it's either on the head or if it's heated up. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to throw it on this head here. Oh, it looks kind of stupid. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, sometimes you just say things. But I'm reviewing this, and if I don't like it, I'm just going to flat out tell you. So something here needs to be heated up because those things are not going to plug in. This is too soft of plastic to fit in this soft plastic. So one of the things have to be heated up. My guess is we're going to have to heat this up to get this on. I have a feeling once it's on, it's going to look pretty nice. But I already don't like the helmet. It looks like it's way too thick. All right. Here are our nods. All right. And they're nice black. They look like they're going to plug right onto his eyes. They are on a swivel, so they can flip them up and flip it down. Okay. So we're going to push this to the side for right now because eventually I'll stop this and go heat it up. And it looks like, oh, you can, okay. You also have this here, this mask, which has a camera or a light. I think that's a light. All right, very pliable. So it has the mask here to cover everything. The earpieces, there's the little light. Now this is what should be a rigid plastic along with this. Keeping the helmet soft so it can plug right into it. As I look at this here, I'm going to guess, see that just plugs in nice and easily. Maybe a little too easily. Like that soft plastic is too soft for this. I mean, it fits nice, but if I try and move it, it pops right out. But this here, these should be hard plastic, so it can fit directly into there. I can already tell that's difficult. All right, now we're getting to this stuff. So first off, we'll take a look at the M4 with a shotgun on it. All right, designed by Gridiron. It does say right on it. So I believe all of this stuff is designed by Gridiron. Remember, these guys are fighting zombies. All right, so what you have here is a nice scope on it. You got your collapsible stock. There's your grip, trigger guard, and there's your magazine. Pops out. It has a painted gold bullet. Comes with an extra magazine. All right, so we're going to pop that on there. You're going to have a lot of these magazines. And some of them will fit, and I guess some of them won't. That one. Tight little fit. And hopefully, you know, these should fit with Gridiron, but I really don't think that they do. All right. Then you got your M4 with what looks like a, I don't know if that's a built-in suppressor. You got your, I believe that's a flashlight right up here on the rail system. You got your shotgun right there. There's your trigger right there. This does not move. Now on a Gridiron, normally this type of stuff would actually move. Port for blast effects on both of them. Now, I'll say this. If you're going to use a port, good luck using that one because the plume here is going to cause a problem. We should be able to get it on the shotgun, which in all honesty, this is actually a perfect shotgun blast. Right? But I can't really do anything for this. Although if it's a suppressor, it's supposed to hide it. But again, we've seen this design in some ways. Gridiron will make some tweaks and stuff to their design. So I'm going to push this right to the side. And then we get this here. Whew. What is this? I don't know what this is. This is some sort of machine gun. And maybe this will work really well with all of your Saw Vipers. Because I know a lot of people don't like that gun. All right. So looking at this here, it looks like we have, I don't know if that's gas supposed to be down there. You can hold it here, and then you have the handle. So this is going to be held and pretty much fired from the hip. A little bit of red right there. Port for blast effects. So we can kind of pop that right on there. All right. It does have an iron sight, but I don't know what you're going to be able to shoot, what you're going to be looking at through there. But if this is a modification, understandable. Some sort of rail system right there. We do have a little hook right there. Not really sure why. And then look at this. So we have two things. So we'll start off with this grenade launcher. And you can see the red. So it looks like it's actually holding grenades. So you're not reloading it every single time. You see the wear on it. You can see what actually looks like a flat head right there. And this, you can see the pegs. And how well does this system actually work? So, okay, so this is, oh, all right. So this here, all right. So you do have to load this. This is the actual ammo canister for this. So once we plug this in, there we go. Very tight fit, and you know this is where I'm saying I feel like there's some issues. Like I feel like this should connect all the way up, but it's on there. But I feel like that shouldn't be like that. It should go in a little bit deeper, but this is a very rigid plastic. So, I mean, if it stays on there, that's fine, but it should connect all the way up. So we take this off, and then we have the shotgun. All right. So here's this big shotgun. Again, ammo canister right there. Port for blast effect. This one is loose. Again, there have been... Yeah, this one is loose. Like, I can actually move it around. Alright. But you have the shotgun. There's your trigger. I don't know how you're going to fire that. But again, you are fighting monsters. You can figure that out. Piece there plugs it fine. It's... And to get that in there, I mean, it's going to be... You're risking breaking it. So there is some stuff that needs to be retooled. There's no, I mean, for as long as we waited, there is some stuff that majorly needs to be retooled. All right. So that's going to sit like this. Great idea. And then we have, if you just want to put the ammo canister on it, we can just throw that up just like that. And then you have the ammo canister. All right. No fuss, no muss. Looks pretty good. You got the red and detail on it. But then we have this thing. And I swear to God, if I hear anyone say that is awesome, and I find out that you complained about the Saw Viper having a chainsaw on the bottom of theirs, I will lose my mind. Because a lot of us said, hey, that's actually pretty cool, right? It's a Saw Viper. They put a little chainsaw. Don't tell me, oh, it's a little chainsaw. That's why we didn't like it. Shut up, all right? It's G.I. Joe. But here you go. So now you have this saw-style rifle. You already have blood on the chainsaw. You want to use this for your Saw Viper? There you go. Now you're going to have to do some modification. I don't know if you can heat this up and make it work. This isn't... I mean, this does have some pliability back here. So maybe heating it up, I'll be able to pop that thing on. And once we heat everything up, I'll do that. And then I'll come back and kind of show you guys everything. All right? But anyway, there you go. This might work a lot easier. And I wonder if I don't think the bullets, the bullet shoot will work with the Saw Viper. But again, imagination. Make it work. All right. And then we have the shield. So you look at this Riot shield here. You got the clear plastic at the top so they can see. I'm not sure why. I don't know if there's supposed to be lights, but you do have the camouflage. It looks like this is supposed to drop down to protect towards the bottom. All right. Now you have two different handles. We have this one here that we can pop on. And if he's left or right, you can swap it. This is something that was much needing with Shockwave that we didn't get with the G.I. Joe Classified. And then we get this one here. And I don't know. Maybe this is supposed to go on the back. Oh, it plugs into the back. So if they want to carry it around, let's say they're supposed to imaginary have straps, that's what that's for. You can figure that out. All right. So let's look at some stuff quickly. All right. So we're going to pop off this. Again, if you don't know what this is, that goes to Big Ben. The head peg fits. G.I. Joe now has these neck pegs. They don't work. The new ones don't work, so don't even try. All right, so we can kind of pop this on. Again, I think I'm going to have to go heat this up just to get this on. Yes. So we're going to stop the camera. We're going to go heat all this up so I can not only get this off, but get the neck on properly, and then we'll see if we can get all this to work. All right, so this time I decided just to bring out a little cup of water, hot water, not boiling water, just some hot water. Heat this up. Now let's see if we can kind of form so it does push in a little bit more. All right, so I guess this plastic isn't as hard as I thought it was. Hopefully it just kind of can stay in there. And after you move it around a little bit, hopefully we can just swap these around. If you feel like this is too tight, it's causing a problem, you know what to do. Take your time and heat it up again and then pull it off. But only heat up the gun. Don't heat this up because then you're just pushing soft plastic into soft plastic and it might not work as well as you think it's going to. All right. God, this thing's hot. Whew, all right. So here's our helmet. Let's dry it off here. And let's just try and put this on first, all right? So, once again, only heating up one side. The problem is all of this is very soft and pliable. So, oh, and it's backwards. I guess it would help putting it on straight. Again, I have no problem with the pliability of a helmet, but this here, I just don't see this fitting properly. We got that side on. And this is because this is all all really soft, like rubber. All right, the holes are there. And every time I move it, it just comes off. If this was the hard plastic, it would stay in the position, obviously, that it's supposed to be. So there we go. I can get that on. But more than anything, sorry, Xavier, with your really nice done eyebrows. God, there's a lot of frustration. I mean, they put a lot of detail into this, but sometimes it's not going to work. So I don't like that helmet at all. And then it looks like a biker helmet. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe they're so far into this zombie apocalypse they have to use biker helmets. Or hey, you know what? Maybe you served in the military or you're serving. You can tell me, hey, you're an idiot. That's actually the helmets that we're using. I don't know. Again, they're toys. All right, so I'm able to get that on there. Just heat it up. I guess once it's on his head, it's not that bad. So there's one Charles Xavier now with that on him. We'll just leave it right there. But let's get our neck on here. Now again, this is what I was talking about on another video. Just squeeze it, and now this thing will come off nice and easy. All right. So now we should be able to just pop that directly onto there, and it looks pretty damn good. All right. So there you go. You want to put that on there? No problem at all. Pop that off. You know, I have other figures. I was supposed to grab another figure, I thought. Here we go. So, as for this thing right here, we have this Faking Valor guy. So that's on a Valaverse. A little loose. Might be because it's also warmed up. But you can use a Valaverse. As I mentioned, a $20 figure. So hold on. And since we have this guy here, this is the black version. As you can see, I already have one of the old Operation Monster Force masks on. This guy's all black. So a little bit shinier, but actually works pretty well. But the big thing was these guys, $12, if you can still find them. This is Marvel Legends, and look at that. That fits on them perfect. So you find a Marvel Legends, it's going to fit, no problem. I thought this guy had gear, so I actually bought a bunch of these guys so I can swap them out with their gear and stuff. But what we're going to do here is, and again, if you want to get the neck off, I have never tried to take the neck off. Maybe I will do that. Maybe I'll do that for the pictures, but with this guy here, and let me tell you, this is Xavier. Just remove the X's. I throw on the weapon. I'm just gonna tell you, for a guy that doesn't believe in violence, isn't he like a pacifist? I don't know. Xavier, you're kind of full of crap, considering you have a bunch of mutants living at your house. He can pose really nicely. I have two of these already military iced up. They pose really nice. This is like the best $12 buck I've ever found. And he's already in a military looking outfit. But I was thinking that this actually came, and again, I totally forgot. So anyway, that's how he kind of looks with this. All right. And again, if you have another Operation Monster Force, you can monster them up. You can change them into this, or you can use one of these. All right. So we have all these different options. All right. As for this piece here, probably going to want to take the hand off. And again, I'm just using a Marvel Legends because I don't want to keep on swapping out these other figures, but I want to show you how you can do something to save a buck and find some of these figures on BBTS, Entertainment Earth, Hella Dope Toys, to find something a little cheaper. All right. So take that bad boy off. And now you have a nice little riot squad here. Now you can. And if you bought a whole bunch of these when they were on sale, or clearance, I wouldn't call them sale, guess what? Now you saved your money and you've armed up some Charles Xaviers with Operation Monster Force. And I'm not going to lie, that's a pretty damn good deal. You still have a lot of other issues, or not others, a lot of parts that you can go with it. You have this thing here that if we want to swap it out with the Saw Viper, which I have a feeling I'm going to try. See, now I wonder if that peg is the proper size, or if I have to heat it up again. Yeah, I think I might have to heat it. No, actually, you know what? That went in pretty good. So, heat this up. Once you insert it, let it kind of sit there. Let it cool down, and it should hopefully reform that. All right. I think that's it. I think it's time to wrap this up and complete this video. All right, so I lied. We're not done. So, hot water. Pop off his leg. If you know how to pop off the legs, heat them up. Let them sit there for like 2 minutes. Flip it over, pull it down. It should pop right off. Here we have this piece. That thing should fit on there. Now, does that mean that the gun's going to fit or stay on properly? Who knows? Glue it on at this point. All right, it won't fit up over this pleat right here. So we're going to pop this on like that. Leg is back on. Now we can put knives on there, whatever we want. And then we're going to grab this and do these fit. That's the big question. Can we fit this on, or do we just have to paint the neck? Which I leave it upstairs. I think I left it upstairs. So I might actually have to heat this up again because that water's just warm now. Yeah, this is really, it's already cooled down. So, all right, so this was supposed to be a shorter video. Of course, it's not. All right, I went and grabbed a Saw Viper. If you do remove the saw or anything, the ammo chute will plug in there if you want to use this gun rather than the Saw Viper gun. Not that it's really that much different. This design does look a little bit better, I'm not going to lie. But it's really not that different to... Now you'd have to make some modifications here. Maybe cut a hole here somehow, or just use some sticky tack. And then this guy here, can't use the neck. The neck is too big. It doesn't fit on. It'd also be too long, so you probably have to paint that black if you want that. But again, I used the small pistol. Pops into here. This came with eraser. I showed you how to slip the leg off. This thing slid right on it. He's got his shield, and then he has his M4 with the shotgun on it. So now I have that guy armed up, and I can do so many other ones just because. Anyway, now I'm wrapping it up, and I'm done. I hope you guys got something out of this. All right, so there you go. That is, what the hell is this thing called again? The Phantom Core Defense Loadout. This is him on the Savage Land Charles Xavier. Again, from now a $60 figure to if you get these things at 12 bucks, you're looking at $30 and a lot of other pieces. As you could see, I used a Saw Viper. He'll be in the thumbnail, possibly. But anyway, there you go. I'm happy with this. I'll be making some modifications to it, painting some black on this, and doing a little bit of a custom. So I'm going to get out of here. This video took way longer than it was supposed to. Please, if you haven't yet, take a second, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification so you're notified every time I drop an Operation Monster Force review of some sort. Now, don't go anywhere. You're saying, hey, What about the figure, the Phantom Core this is supposed to go with? Well, you're in luck. He's right here, and down here will be a playlist of all the Operation Monster Force stuff that I've dropped. Take care.